What's up YouTube, it's XDeadWalker here, and welcome to our Advanced Warfare Weapon Guide series. It's going to be a whole new take on it. I'm redoing it all from the beginning, so I'm going to have to redo the bow and all that stuff because there's been a lot of changes and a lot of patches, a lot of buffs, nerfs, and just general changes all throughout every single gun, plus new guns. So I'm just going to start all over from scratch, starting with the OHM or OHM. It is a brand new weapon that came to Advanced Warfare for Season Pass holders on the Xbox One. It's the early release of the weapon, and it's awesome, guys. It came out with today's patch, so let's check it out. The OME. Alright, so first we could check the accuracy on this gun, and there you go, you guys. It has really good accuracy, and it's very controllable. Now the consistency of that accuracy, it's up to you. It's up to you guys to decide. Let's see. That's one. That's two. And so as you can see, that's without any attachments, without anything, it's very consistent. It has 40 rounds in its magazine, which is amazing. And according to its stats, it has, and this is the default, so it's a directed energy weapon with adjustable choke to change between short and long ranges. So it has 10 damage, 6 accuracy, 15 fire rate, 15 range, 6 handling, and 8 mobility. And now you guys are gonna love this. This gun is amazing. First, we'll check close quarter situations. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, it takes 3 shots to kill from close range. Unfortunately, since it has that 3-shot kill, it doesn't have any bonus to the heads, but also doesn't have any negatives for shooting in the arms. So it's still 3-shot kills in the arms and in the legs. So no negative there. Now we could do the long ranges, and you'll see that it's still a 3-shot kill no matter where I shoot them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There you go. That's a 3-shot kill from any range. It has no. It might not have a headshot multiplier, but it doesn't have a negative impact when shooting from the arms, so I'm assuming the legs too. Let's see. There you go, 3-shot kill all around, anywhere on the body. Now let's check. Now look at this, guys. A shotgun mode. Now let's check the shotgun mode. First, the accuracy. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. Okay, right there. So as you can see, something weird about this weapon is that it can switch between the long range, as in the LMG, or the shotgun. Now watch this. Now watch this. I'm gonna hold the trigger and see what happens. If you hold the trigger, it starts going up, but then it slowly settles down back to the center, and it goes up, and then if you hold it sends it back down to the middle. So that's awesome. But now let's see the damage of this shotgun. So let's see close range. We're gonna have to do this close range. This is actually pretty far for shotgun range in general, but let's see how many shots it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it takes 7 shots in shotgun mode from this far. So that's a lot of shots for shotgun. But from in-game test modes, I am gonna put some gameplay up so you guys can see. But from in-game testing, for like public matches and stuff like that, it can take anywhere from, I guess, 5 shots. So it's not the best shotgun. It's not the best shotgun in the world, but it is viable. It works. It can do some damage. But my suggestion is try to keep it mostly in the LMG mode. This is great for when you're going into close quarters, but even this would do damage. Even the LMG mode would do damage. So It's up to you guys, but and this is again, this is all testing. This is the OHM testing it with no variants. I mean, no, not a variance. The default ohm, it's the default ohm, no variants. It doesn't have any attachments on, so this is all just default. Now, so we're gonna look at this gun in two different ways. First, the stats. So right off the bat, it has, well, I already told you the stats, but let's see. It has, compared to the other weapons, well, compared to the first three, the EM1, the Pytech, and the XMG technically all have more damage than this gun. And the accuracy is also not the best in it compared to all these other ones, yet it seems like it's very viable. I'm not sure. We all know that those stats are very wonky and they're like all over the place, and sometimes they don't even make sense. But this gun's very accurate. So we have that is very accurate. And no matter what the stats say, it's pretty accurate, and you could just imagine how accurate it would be with the whatever it's called, the, oh, it doesn't have that. That's right. It doesn't have stocks. I mean, it doesn't have the hand grip. So but either way, it's not needed. Look at that. It would be awesome if it did have it. It would be look at that. It's amazing. So we have that good accuracy. We're gonna take like I said, we're gonna take a look at this gun in three different ways. First, the stats that a sledgehammer provides for us, which it makes it according to that, it's a viable weapon. It's not the best, but it's a viable weapon. Now, actually using it in your hands and the way it feels, it's actually amazing. I'm not sure, I know it doesn't have, according to the stats, it doesn't have that good accuracy. Look at that. It's very controllable. It might not have the biggest ammo inside the clip, but it's very controllable, the accuracy. 3-shot kills no matter what range. It's amazing. So now we're gonna look at it in a different way. We looked at it how Sledgehammer gave us the stats. We looked at it how the gun feels to me. Now we're gonna look at it in the third way, which is how the community is gonna perceive the gun. I think that's right. So what I mean by that is, let's take example for the bow. The bow is a really good weapon, so naturally people are going to use it. And the better the weapon is, the more often you're gonna see the gun in a match. So that affects your gameplay too, because if you know people are going to be using the bow, most likely you're going to also use the bow. But if you see in a match that people are not using the bow, then you're able to switch your gameplay and you switch your guns, correct? That's just, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use the bow because other people are using the bow. That just means that you can kind of predict of how good the weapon is, of how often you're going to see it in game, and that affects your gameplay too. Right now we can't really tell because this is a brand new gun. It barely came out today, but we know that since it's a new gun, people are going to be using it and going to be trying it out, so you're going to see a lot of this weapon. So my suggestion is try it out, but if you really want to rack in some kills and some points, use the bow or use the strider just for these first 2 weeks, because you know people are going to be using this gun, and those guns outperform this one pretty well. It outperforms this gun pretty well. So if you're looking to get in some kills and some good gameplay, and for next 2 weeks, I guarantee you people are going to be using this gun. People are going to be wanting to try it out, and since the bow and the ASM one outperformed this gun by a pretty good margin, I say you use those. On the other hand, once everything calms down and this gun is normally used just like all the other ones, this gun is actually a pretty good gun to be using out in the battle, because I'm not sure if, since it's a DLC map, you're probably not going to see it that often. I mean, a DLC weapon is, since it's a DLC weapon, you're probably not going to see it that often. So what that means is that since this gun is pretty good, and you're gonna be able to do some damage on it. So those are the 3 different ways that I'm gonna be looking at each weapon in this game. So now let's go try it out, and we'll see how we do. So now we're gonna look at it in a different way. We looked at it how Sledgehammer gave us the stats. We looked at it how the gun feels to me. Now we're gonna look at it in the third way, which is how the community is gonna perceive the gun. I could say I think that's right. So what I mean by that is, let's take example for the bell. The bell is a really good weapon, so naturally people are going to use it, and